Well, it is now my pleasure, and I'm going to keep it short, but Erin Sharpe, our guest speaker for today, has come to us all the way from Muskegon, and she's wearing the shirt from last year's presentation, so that's a good start as well. And I'm going to let her take over so we can move right into the program. Thank you for being here.
Good afternoon, sorry. Good afternoon. Welcome. Thank you so much for inviting me and for coming and learning about Penguin Project and what we're doing over at Muskegon Civic Theatre. Before we start, has anyone come to see a production either at MCT or maybe you've already seen Penguin Project? Amazing. So you already know that it's the most incredible thing in the entire world. So there you go. So just a little bit, I think I forgot to push play. It's a video, so it's probably gonna say like, hi, my name, yep. My name is Erin Sharpe, as already was mentioned. I'm the Administrator of Education and Community Engagement over at Muskegon Civic Theatre. Basically, that just means that I run all of our education programming for our kiddos, and then it also is any education programming for adults. And it also just means that I just try to get out in the community and serve our community and our surrounding communities, letting everyone know about Muskegon Civic Theatre, inviting them to participate in theater, whether that is as an audience member or on stage or backstage or in our offices. There's so many wonderful ways to participate in theater. A little bit about my background. I actually didn't experience theater until I was 30. My entire career was music. I have a music education degree from Butler University in Indianapolis, and I taught band for 15 years. It's very exciting. And I don't know if you guys know, but sometimes with teaching music, kind of get roped in to doing the theater program as well. So that's kind of how I got my start, is just by teaching music. And people are like, you teach music, you must be able to teach theater. And I was like, yeah, absolutely, I'd love to. A couple years later, here we are, and theater is not only my career, it is my hobby, it is my interest. So I'm looking to become more well-rounded. So if anybody has any hobbies that they want to throw at me, I've gotten into baseball, so Legos. I'm trying new things, but theater is kind of all-encompassing in my life. But I am not originally from the Muskegon area. I'm from Chicagoland area. So coming up to Michigan has been a breath of fresh air, literally. But I am from the south side of Chicago, so go White Sox. Sorry, I know the Tigers are better. I understand. I know, but you just got to go with your home, right? That's enough about me. So a little bit about Muskegon Civic Theatre. We just celebrated our 40th year of community theater in Muskegon. In 1985, 3 groups kind of came together to form what is now Muskegon Civic Theatre. We are located in the historic Frauenthal building right downtown. So if you weren't aware, yes, that's our home too. We do have our original scene shop, which was one of the locations of the performance halls. It's a very old church that was turned into a performance hall, now a scene shop, and it's got some remnants of history, but right now it's kind of just a really nice garage where we keep all of our stuff. But we are run by a board of directors, but then really we are just a community nonprofit where everything that is done at the theater is done by volunteers, community members, just support from everyone. It is a family for sure. So it's in and out. Some people stay for 30, 40, 50 years. Some people come into our lives for a brief moment and then go on their merry way. We have 2 full-time staff members and 2 part-time staff members over at MCT, and we do so many wonderful things with just that short amount of people. It says 350 volunteers on there. I think it's more than that now. Throughout our year, we do 6 main stage productions. This is our upcoming season. So if you're looking to come see some theater, I just drove it. It's only about 45 minutes. It's not too bad. But this year we're doing Dracula, a comedy of terrors, Bright Star, which is like a folk musical based pre-World War II and post-World War II, kind of just the beginning and the end. And then Once on This Island, Love, Loss, and What I Wore, which is kind of cool. We're doing it in like a little bar setting. So they kind of sit and they're all around you. It's kind of cool. And then we're closing our season with Anastasia, which is pretty cool on the big stage. Alongside with all of our main stage productions, we're really proud that that's not all we do. So our education programming has just kind of exploded. So we do Saturday classes throughout the school year for kindergarten through 12th graders. And then we have our camps that run in the summer. We have a teen summer intensive. They just finished up their production. And then we also have wonderful workshops and guest artists that come throughout the year. Last year, we had a director from Broadway who is a Muskegon native. He came and did a nice little audition workshop for us. We have Kate Reinders, who is a Broadway actress. She was Glinda in Wicked, if anybody is familiar. Yeah, I know. She's from Muskegon. And she's come back a couple times to work with us and work with our kiddos. You said turn your phones off and I didn't. So we just have a lot of opportunities here and there throughout. We're also very active in our community. So we do events all throughout Muskegon. We have a Name That Show Tune trivia every year, which is really fun and exciting. But we do more than theater. But that's not why you guys are here today. You guys are here to learn about Penguin Project, which is our favorite thing that we do throughout the year. You might be wondering, why is it called Penguin Project? So I open the question to you guys. What do birds do? They fly. Yes, if you the number one thing they think of, yeah, they do many other things, but when you think of a bird, you think of them flying. When you think of a penguin, you remember that penguins are flightless birds. They cannot fly. They cannot do the one thing that birds are the most well-known to do. But penguins, when they are put in the correct elements, they can soar. And I have a little video. Look at them go. So that is kind of where the name Penguin Project comes from. While our penguins, as we call them, may not be able to do things to the traditional or standard, they can do things regardless. So in Penguin Project, what we focus on is not. I messed up. Technology. Who's with me? I'm in theater, not tech. Just trying to skip ahead. Sorry, we focus on not the disability, but the ability of each of what we call artists. It's a long video of penguins. The next video you're going to see is from the founder of Penguin Project. His name is Dr. Andy Morgan, and it's just a short little video of kind of like where the idea came from and kind of how it got started. So hopefully that will play, maybe. That's all right. We have a plan B. Got plan B. We're just going to do, just pay no attention to this video here, because that's not it. One inch. This is going really well. Okay. Cool. I might come back to that if I can't find it in the next 30 seconds, because we don't want to. Does that mean there's a question that can vamp our time? The question was, do we involve teachers? And that's an excellent question. Yes. So a lot of our teachers, so a lot of our staff from our production team, so our music director, our director, myself, our choreographer, we are all local teachers in the area. And then our assistant director is a student at Grand Valley. She is studying special education currently. So yes. And then a lot of our teachers around the area also like support and like get their students to get involved as well.
Okay, thank you.
You're so welcome. And I got the video. That was a great question. Whoever asked, thank you so much.
Created a thing called the Penguin Project. Now, he is a pediatrician who works with children with special needs, and he's also a community theater guy. So he put his two loves together with the Penguin Project. The idea of the Penguin Project is that a play is performed, in most cases a musical is performed, and all of the cast members are children with special needs who are partnered with peer mentors, and together they do the play.
Baby, I got a call from Lindsay and said that they want Christian to be Daddy Warbucks, and so it was so exciting. And Christian's pretty stoic, so he was just like, okay, we love this experience. We think it's important for Lincoln, and we think that all the kids are benefiting hugely, and you're doing a great thing here.
Well, my son is Johan and he plays Officer Ward. It's been a great experience for him. Tremendous amount of work for all the kids. And I think the final product is awesome. The shows have been great. The kids are amazing. It's unbelievable to me what a great job they did and how far they've come and what a great experience it's been.
It's called the Penguin Project because penguins are birds with special needs. If you think about it, penguins can't fly, which is what you usually think birds do, but they do lots of other things. If you go to the zoo and watch them swim underwater, they're amazing, right? So penguins can do all sorts of other things. They also tend to be in groups. They gather in groups. They live in groups, and they live in kind of difficult situations or difficult environments with all of the, the Antarctica and the cold weather and the snow and ice and all that. But yet they thrive in there.
We can see them making connections with us, with their mentors, with each other, artists making connections with artists. Throughout this process, everyone has just started connecting with each other all the time, and it's fantastic to watch.
It's so emotional because it's very profoundly moving on many levels, but certainly you can't discount the joyfulness that you get from it and how your spirit just flies when you're watching the penguin kids performing the play. The unofficial theme song of the Penguin Project is "Don't Stop Believin'," and it's how we end all of the productions now at the Penguin Project. We also have a Penguin Project cheer. We have warm-up games that people love to do. They're kind of from the repertoire of summer camp games, but it's a lot of fun involved in not just doing the play, but all sorts of other kind of fellowship things that happen.
When we started this project, we had no idea how much it was going to impact everyone involved. I know I'm a better person for being part of it. And to me, the whole thing has been about building relationships. And it's been fantastic watching these kids enjoy getting to know each other and dance together. It's fantastic. Back there with yeah.
So that was from the original chapter of Penguin Project. Dr. Andy started Penguin Project in 2004, which is a little over 20 years ago. And he was like a pediatrician and worked with as a doctor of children with special needs. And he was also a theater guy. So he said, let's marry those two ideas. And thus was Penguin Project born. So from there, he kind of got together with some parents and they kind of came up with this like model that different chapters could recreate and do all over the country. So this is a map of all the Penguin Project chapters in the United States. As you can see, there's quite a few chapters. We need to get some more out on the West Coast, I think, but it's pretty cool in 20 years that there's, that many chapters. There have been a couple that have started and not moved forward because it is a huge project. It is not something you can take on lightly. It's a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of like support needs to go into these projects. But look at that. It's so cool. Muskegon Civic Theatre was the first Penguin Project in the state of Michigan, and we were the 11th chapter overall. So we're very excited about that because we are now going into our 8th production. I think I have a sure. It's a really cool project. Yeah, so this is a picture from our last production of Beauty and the Beast. Our first one was Annie. Every penguin project starts with Annie. That was Dr. Andy's recommendation. He, I guess, just really likes Annie. I don't know the rhyme or reason to it, but every single penguin project starts with the production of Annie. So that's why that was the video. They were doing Annie, but we did it. And then we've also done Aladdin, Peter Pan, Wizard of Oz, Seussical, High School Musical, Beauty and the Beast, and this year we are doing Frozen. So I know, right? Yeah, it's pretty exciting. So we're ready to do some snowy magic in September. I believe that's another video that I can show at the end. When we first started in 2017, actually, I think it was 2016, starting to discuss adding this chapter of Penguin Project at MCT, we knew that we needed to do it the right way and not just to do it as some kind of a gimmick, but to do it to actually support these artists. Artists are our participants. They are students and young adults with special needs. And so we knew that we needed help understanding what is going to be the best way to support. There is a facility in Muskegon called No More Sidelines, and it was started by Cindy Blair. She is a nurse, but she was also, I believe, the president or executive director of Health West for a really long time. But she has a plethora of knowledge on just not only health, but also students and young adults with special needs. Her daughter, Olivia, has cerebral palsy, autism, and some cognitive delays. So she has that firsthand parent experience as well. She has been a wealth of knowledge for us. She started No More Sidelines because she just wanted Olivia to be able to make friends. So No More Sidelines is a place where children with special needs can go and play sports. So they have basketball, they have softball, they do all kinds of events. They have a they have a No More Sidelines prom. And then they also do Tim Tebow has like a big event that's like all over the country, and they participate in that as well. It's a really cool place, and she's done amazing things. So when we decided to start Penguin, we knew we had to partner with Cindy Blair and No More Sidelines. So basically, she was the one that kind of recruited our first round of artists, and we provided the mentors and the production team, and thus our first chapter, our first production became. I unfortunately was not a part of that because I was not here yet, but I know that we have learned so many things over our 8 productions, and we are a well-oiled machine now. Mostly thanks to Cindy Blair and all of her support and help. She's brought on occupational therapists and nurse and specialists that can help us with our process as well. But as I mentioned earlier, a lot of our production team, they're all educators. So we all have a little bit of training, a little bit of background knowledge, but she's definitely our go-to for all of our like kind of terminology, how we run our rehearsals, how we interact with parents. Everything kind of goes through her to make sure we are being respectful and doing it the right way. So I bet you're wondering how we make it happen. No, all right, I'm going to tell you anyways. So the process starts by us picking a show. We always use a junior version of a show. It's just a little bit more accessible. It's a little shorter, a little more condensed, and it just helps us really help our artists shine. When picking a show, we kind of think, what is something that's going to be fun for them to participate in? A lot of our participants, sometimes people see them as like kids, and most of our participants are 18 up to, I think our oldest artist is 37. So a lot of them want to be seen as adults. So we try to also incorporate some ideas that they're doing mature shows, even though some people see them as kids still, they are not. So that's why we call them participants. And so just kind of like that respect to them as well, picking shows that they're going to like and they're going to kind of grasp onto. High School Musical was definitely our most popular. They were so down with that. Yes, question.
Yes, I have a question. My husband was also a musician and put on these shows, not the junior shows, but full shows at the high school level. And there was always the issue of who pays the royalties. And I'm just wondering if you get a special break because this is for special children.
Absolutely. So when we do select a show, MTI, that's Music Theater International, they do give us a discount. There is like a junior version is already a little bit cheaper to buy royalties, but they do have a partnership with Penguin Project where they do give you an extra discount for that. Also, there is a projections company that they give us free projections, which is really cool. We're utilizing for the first time. But that's about it. Those are really the only discounts that we'll get for Penguin Project. And I don't know if anyone has ever produced a show. It's very expensive. So yeah, so selecting a show definitely cost comes into it. How much can we spend on the set, the costumes? Because as we go about, we usually select 30 to 35 artists, which I'll talk about in a second, but every single artist needs a mentor. So every member of your cast is double. So we have upwards of 70 people on stage at one time that we need to costume and we need to like provide a script for. So it adds up very quickly. So selecting a show, we're definitely thinking about how much is this going to cost to put on to. Not only is it fun. The next thing that we do in our process is we host an informational meeting where we kind of gather anyone that has interest. This is for our mentors, and a mentor is someone that has the ability to assist an artist throughout the rehearsal and the performance process. So they may also have some a neurodivergent personality, but if they are able to assist, that is the number one goal. So there's really no limitations on our mentors. We just ask that they're 13 years of age or older, that they have the time to commit, and that they are nice. That's kind of our requirements because you do not need theater experience to do this. It is a learning experience for everyone, but we just want you to be there and be helpful and be nice. That's it. So at our informational meetings, our staff is able to kind of meet our potential artists. We have a lot of returning artists, so we already know them, but potentials, because we do have to actually make a few cuts, because as I may have mentioned, 70 people on the Frauenthal stage, on any stage, is quite a lot of people. So we do limit ourselves. This year we had 51 interested artists, and we were only able to accept 35. The decision comes down to a lot of things. If they have a lot of conflicts on their calendar, unfortunately, they have to pass. If they're not at 13 years of age or older, we have to pass. If there's somewhere we were like, we cannot accommodate this, and in this extreme situations, we do have to unfortunately make those cuts. Our mentors are high school and college students mostly, and so they do not have training. So we do try to help them as well, because they also have limitations. So we recruit mentors as a picture of a handful of our mentors. We do give them a mentor boot camp and try to train them up as best we can. Talk about like how to actually interact with other humans. Because I don't know if you've talked to a high schooler lately. It's a good skill to teach them. So a lot of them just can't communicate face to face with any human. And then you're putting them in a situation where they're like, oh, this person's different than me. And by the time we're like, hey, just say hi, then they're already off and running talking, and there's no issues anymore because they're like, this is just another person. So yeah, we usually try to recruit 10 mentors more than we have artists. So we have 45 mentors in our crew. And they all are super excited to be there. They're from a bunch of different schools in the area. So it's also a really exciting time to bring people together and collaborate and meet students from other schools. The process goes on. We do casting and pairings. Our first couple of rehearsals, everyone's just kind of mixing and mingling. We don't assign roles or partners right away. We try to kind of get a feel for like who's gonna work well together and that kind of thing. So they get to work with a lot of different people. And then for casting, we do have an audition. It's pretty simple because nobody's getting cut at this point. And then we let them know, and we put our final pairings, and then we start the actual rehearsal.
Hi, I'm Michael. Queen Academy.
Michael, take it away.
Typical. Let's go to rehearsal.
feel to be the cat in the house?
Awesome.
What package was it? What's the same one? I go.
The whole entire thing. That's me. I made you doing right now.
What special items are you gonna pull out that has one out?
The mallet and the microphone.
Yeah.
What's up? Stop. Yeah, I'm doing an interview out there. That's why I couldn't come here.
Type of different jobs you have.
I'm the Sissy Bee for the auction. And also I'm the newscaster.
You are. Yeah. Okay, anyone else?
I just wanted to say that everybody should come to see our musical. Bring you back the cash. What? Excuse me, man. I'm trying to get the man from the current guy. Yeah. That's right.
So that was from when we did Seussical the musical. He played our cat in the hat. So we did a little like the cat took over all our social media. So Michael kind of took us through a process. Throughout that video, you kind of saw his mentor was wearing the red shirt. So she kind of shadows and follows him around. A mentor's job can be just like, hey, what's up? How you doing today? And that's it. Some of our artists are fully independent, do not need a mentor, but it's just a great buddy system. Some of our mentors may need help kind of just moving around the stage. Maybe they have a mobility issue. Some of our mentors just need that extra reminder for what their lines are, or maybe they just need a hand to hold on to because they get nervous. But our mentors do a multitude of things, and there's no like, this is what you do as a mentor. It's really just based on who your artist is, what they need. But number one, it's a friend. And then we go on to our performances. We do 2 performances for Penguin Project, and we do not skimp on anything. So full costumes, full set design, microphones, the whole shebang. This is our opener to our season every year. So we really do it big because we think it's important. It's an important show and it kicks off our season every year and we love that. This past year, because we had so many artists interested, we actually added a kind of a side program that I've called the Puffins. I thought puffins were penguins. They're not. They're not. So it sounds cool and they look kind of like penguins, but they're not penguins. But that's okay. We're going to pretend. So the Puffin Project is everything backstage. So we have a smaller, much smaller group. They're still mentored, paired 1-to-1, but they do our set. They move all of our set pieces, and we strategically leave the lights up when we do that so that our puffins can be seen on stage moving the set pieces, which I think is a really cool element. They also help kind of create our set. So they helped with the painting of it, and they made a couple props. This year, we're trying to expand, and we might put some of them in our sound booth so they can do our go lights. It's a brand new program, so we're not exactly sure what the limit is for puffins. But last year we had 2 puffins. This year we have 4 puffins. So it's a growing program already. And I am very excited to see what they're capable of doing this year for Frozen because there's so much magic. So we need a lot of puffin help. So that's one of the ways that we're growing with Penguin Project. besides our numbers. The number one thing about Penguin is that it just creates friendships. Friendships between our mentor to mentor, to our artist to artist, and then to our artist to mentor. Some of these guys met during Penguin Project and have established these long 8-year friendships and going on and on. So we just love that at the end of the day, whatever happens with the production, we've just created some lifelong memories and some lifelong friendships. And then I'm gonna go back to that other video. Our videographer made us a really cool video of some behind the scenes. Hold on. I'm getting better. Look at that. See, we're learning. This is just a little video from our production of Beauty and the Beast. So, a little longer.
The Penguin Project began in 2004 in Peoria, Illinois, as the brainchild of Dr. Andy Morgan. He set out with the plan that young adults with special needs should have an opportunity to experience a full-scale musical. Luckily enough, 8 years ago, we partnered up with No More Sidelines to bring the first Penguin Project in the state of Michigan right here to Muskegon. Sometimes people of a certain age speak a little bit disparagingly about kids these days. Things are written and things are said that maybe aren't very positive. Let me promise you something. The students and young adults that I've been blessed to work with over the last 4 months, I am confident that our future is in very good hands. They are truly excellent people, and watching our mentors and artists grow in their leadership skills and their independence has been an absolute blessing.
Haley and I are mentor leads, and pretty much that's just where we kind of like look over like the whole group, and if anyone needs assistance with like kind of like helping their relationship with their penguin, or just kind of helping with like their blocking or their acting, like whatever they need, we're kind of there to help out with that. It's really fun watching people make connections with their penguin too. So for us, it's kind of like being like outsiders kind of looking in and seeing everyone. So it's really cool. This is my 4th or 5th year, I think. This is my 3rd. Are you gonna keep doing it? Yeah, definitely.
Well, for me, this is one of the best things I've ever done. This is incredible. Our 7th show,
It is our 7th.
right? And it just seems to keep getting better every year. The participation, the level of energy from the kids, it's just amazing.
Mark and I have been with No More Sidelines since the very, very beginning, 2006. So we were with the Penguin Project from the very, very beginning. So we've seen the No More Sideline kids partner up with Muskegon Civic Theatre. So we've seen the growth of the kids from the very beginning. To see them shine on that stage is amazing, amazing.
This is an incredible community that we're involved with here. No More Sidelines and Muskegon Civic Theatre. I can't think of a more perfect bond for kids with special needs and young adults. It's just an amazing thing.
And for the mentors, they grow, and what they take from this experience, they will take this with them for the rest of their lives, quite honestly.
Their level of responsibility for this show is very, very high. And, they forsake much of their summer to be part of this, and the beginning of the school year when they're all busy trying to get things done. And so their level of commitment is just unbelievable. We're so grateful for that.
So one of my favorite things about the Penguin Project is the relationships that are built between mentor, artist and artist, mentor and artist. I love how many relationships and fun energy is sent throughout the show. I feel that everybody all gets along very well, and there is relationships that last even outside of the Penguin Project, which just makes my heart so warm. So we, as the Puffins, got to help build the set. These are our Puffins, Kyle and Ben. And they have worked very hard to build all the set. And then during the show, we also move like furniture, stuff like that on stage. It's pretty cool. Say?
Name is Ben Benjamin. The backstage
Banana, banana, Namana, Bee. I love that.
The puffins are pretty cool for artists that don't really want to sing or dance, but I just want to be behind the scenes and still help with the show and work on set and just it also lets more penguins to be involved.
I had fun at the being a puppet stage. And I moved the furniture and all that.
Hello, my name is Daniel Mascarenas. I am the character Lumiere. My favorite thing about Penguin Project is wearing costumes, going out on stage and making people happy, and hearing the applaud of the crowd.
I play for bed.
And what's your favorite part about the show?
Say on my mind. Yeah, I do have friends like my mentor. No one is my best friend. So. My name is Marin, and I was the mentor for Maurice Ray Crosby, and he played Maurice. This is my second year, so it's very different because you have to learn the new person, you have to learn how they work, and then just kind of becoming a friend and stuff, and Ray's a great person.
I'm Corey Griggs. Axel. I'm playing the fool. He's hilarious. Well, I do like I do like the way how I say that crazy old fool. He needs all the help he can get. I do like how I sing independently in Gaston in some parts because I always dreamed of doing a solo ever since I was a toddler.
Yeah, I've seen you on the stage at Reese Puffer a lot. How long have you been acting?
Ever since I first came to Reese Puffer. Driving with my mom, moving way too fast, other cars go past. Sometimes she gives them the finger. Driving with my mom. What? Which was fourth grade because I used to ice skate. And the only thing I learned the most is that most lines in Penguin Project are tougher than they look. But if you just keep going and going and going, get the hang of it. And I've just been around the house by myself practicing my movements and lines.
My name's Elizabeth, and I'm on the for Maxwell. My favorite song is probably Be Our Guest or Home. Oh, my favorite line is definitely the Beast part when he tells Belle she can starve if she doesn't eat with him. That's my favorite part. He does it really well.
Master, please. She doesn't eat with me, then she doesn't eat. Oh!
What character are you playing?
Chef.
What's your favorite line?
Mama, I have a funny feeling inside. I don't know what it is, but it makes me feel kind of bubbly.
My name is Sophia, and I'm the mentor for Lindsay, and my favorite song is Be Our Guest. What's your name?
Izzy.
What's your favorite song?
Me, I guys.
He also likes Be Our Guest.
My favorite play was physical to me today. And I had another play I had before. I had Crucified, Flattered.
So you've been doing this for a year. Ready, friends?
Oh yeah. My favorite song is the Mars song.
Gaston.
What's your favorite song?
Gaston and Mob Song.
How many years?
6.
Do you have a favorite?
No, I just like all of them. Yes, High School Musical, Peter Pan, Wizard of Oz, and
Aladdin.
Help ring that bell.
We
Start your business.
we want to see
Don't turn. Nobody can see the great house. Nobody's ever seen the great house. I never say that.
Oh, please, sir. I've got to see the wizard. The good ones have done no upset to me.
Prove it.
She saw Billy slippers. She gave her.
And so she is. Well, why did you say that in the first place? Come on in.
Narrator too. And the butcher.
What's your favorite part or like your favorite song?
Be our guest. Let's guest on.
And how long have you been doing this for?
This is my 7th. This is my first year.
What was your favorite play so far that you did?
High School Musical. This is my first film, so this is my favorite. It's been a really fun time, and it's been good to get to know Michael. So
Cassidy and I play Belle in the musical. I love to read. I have cute little puppy dogs. And I have a question. What is your favorite part of the show?
Smart down, girl.
We're gonna look at that part later, but all right, so that was just a little background of kind of what our participants think about Penguin Project. But does anyone I do have a question for you guys. Are you guys interested in learning a little dance? It's super simple, super simple. You can do it from a seated position if you so choose. Obviously, we're all about accommodating. But like Dr. Andy mentioned, Penguin Project does have like a theme song, and it is Don't Stop Believing. Are you guys familiar with the song? Okay, great. We do use the Glee version, not the Journey version, sorry. But it just starts with one of your hands. So all you have to do is you start in the middle and you just kind of shake it. And then with the music, it goes up higher. And then it comes back to the same note. And then it goes lower. And then it goes back. And it goes up. And then it goes back. That's the first part. Super easy, right? You got it. Next part is just as easy. This is if you would like to stand up and try it, you may, or you can just do it from your seat. That's okay. All it is just stepping side to side. That's it. You just, ooh, sounded like thunder. I love it. We love it. We love everybody. All right. So that's just all of the first part, okay? And then we go back to the hands. So far, so good, right? Not too bad yet. Not too bad yet. Okay. This is where you can do a couple different versions. So if you'd like to do the full version, we do kind of like a this motion. Okay. If that's a little too much, that's okay. I get it. You can just do the arms. Okay. And if you're seated, you can still just do the arms. Remember, we're all about accommodating and altering. So that's another part of it. Okay. Then we do a nice little step clap. Easy peasy. Again, even if you're seated, you can still do the clapping part. It's pretty exciting. How can you not, right? Okay. There is a part in the middle where it gets a little more complicated. The next part is a box square. If you're not familiar, it's like you step and you cross and you take a step back and then back together. If that's too hard, we just say step forward, step back. Yeah, easy peasy. And then there's one last part. Well, actually, one more part and then I'll teach you the best part. So you do the Macarena. Yep, that's it. And then all you do when you get to this point, you just do roll the dice. Yeah, that's it. There are a couple dance breaks, so you have freestyle. And then you do need to learn, we always use sign language in some parts of our shows. If you notice with Michael's, we signed for Sala Salute. We've done Somewhere Over the Rainbow. But for Don't Stop Believing, you just go, don't stop believing. All right, and then we usually put a clap at the end because clapping is fun. So I'm gonna pull up the tracks. It's very repetitive and it's pretty like chill. The penguins get really into it, but don't feel like you need to go hard, okay? Unless you do, which I would suggest kind of giving yourself some space. Don't get hurt.
Tired of struggling with impossible messes in your tub and shower? Mr. Clean Foaming Bath Magic Eraser cuts through 100% of soap, scum, and grime, while Mr. Clean Extra Durable effortlessly tackles messes throughout your home. Switch
Everyone's
to
gonna
Mr.
go
Clean
finish
Magic
their
Eraser.
On a distant world, you faced the enemy.
Yeah, you do. Okay, here we go. So it just starts with your hands. Go higher. Is there a way to bump it up?
Just a small town. Living in a lonely world. She took the midnight.
We blasted, so hard to say. Oh.
Just to see born and raised in South Detroit.
I will say I'm usually the videographer for this part, so if I get it wrong, don't be mad, okay? We're going back to the hands. You guys are doing so good. In fact, I should probably videotape this and show the penguins. Come on. Okay, I won't. I might. They'd be so happy.
Singing in a smoky room.
Smell of wood and cheap perfume.
That's wrong. That's okay. Okay, don't go crazy, but here it is. You're gonna go left and right. That's so much fun, you guys. I do this twice a week. Now we're gonna go two. Nice, I get to do it again. Nice. All right, get ready with those hands. Here they come. All right, this is the style. Dance however you want. Yes. Yes. All right.
Working hard.
Yes, where? Here comes again.
Everybody wants that thrill.
Oh, I see the Macarena.
Just one more time.
Now it's the jazz square. That's not you guys. So sorry.
Some will lose. Some only sing the blues.
All right, we're gonna do another fist bump. Left and the right, left and the right.
Down the
Here come the hands. Here come the hands. Yeah. This way. One more time with the hands. Here come. All right, this is where you gotta really gotta sell it with the guitar solo. Ah. And then next thing is gonna be that sign language. You remember? Here it comes. Where'd you go? We're almost to the song. I'm doing great. I feel like I'm teaching aerobics. One more time. The last one. One more and just don't stop. And that's it. You did it. You did it. Whew. You didn't know what you signed up for. Me neither. I'll show you guys the professional.
It's kind of like a collaboration of like a bunch of our shows. That's the part I missed. I'm so sorry, everyone. We can do it again later. I think that was the Glee video that didn't want to play on there. But as we, at the end of every single one of our rehearsals, at the end of every single one of our productions, we always end with the Penguin chant, which is good job, good job, Penguin. Got it? And you gotta raise your fist. Okay, so ready? 1, 2, 3. Good job, good job, Penguin. And it's very exciting stuff. I know there's a million things that I forgot to say, but is there any like question? Yes. Oh wait, microphone first. Almost forgot.
I worked with kids on the autism spectrum for like 10 years. So I know no matter how well you plan, there are going to be meltdowns.
Absolutely.
And I just wondered, do the mentors help with that, or like walk me through that?
Absolutely. That's a great question. So like we mentioned, all of our artists are paired with a mentor. So they're kind of the first line of defense, to say it lightly. As we go through the process, they can kind of start getting to know their artists, which means they can kind of see like what is something that's going to set them off, or what are some things that kind of help cool them down. If it's a small thing that they can help them cool down, then we're good to go. Next line of defense is we did have, you saw in the interview, we do have our mentor leads. So we usually have 3 mentor leads, and they're kind of in charge of about 15 pairings. So they can go and help. These are ones that have a little bit more experience, maybe a little more training, maybe a little bit more confident in helping. And then myself and Cindy, we are mentor coordinators. So we are on the floor of rehearsal every single night, and we're always kind of walking around, milling about, just to kind of help in those kinds of situations. A lot of our artist parents also stay for our rehearsals. That's the last line of defense. Obviously, we don't want to just be like, all right, you're having a bad day, get out of here. We try to obviously, get through and see if we can like help and accommodate and things like that. But yeah, parents usually stick around, and then we can say, hey, you know what, so-and-so's, they're just having a really rough time. It might be a good night to just call it early. So we got a level. Yeah. So any questions? Whoever gets there first.
Do you have a budget, and where do you get your money?
It's a great question. Do we have a budget? Absolutely, we have a budget. So Muskegon Civic Theatre fronts all of the production costs. And then we have corporate sponsors and then ticket revenue that kind of feeds into paying that off. Yeah.
I have a question about your mentors. Are they already involved in music or theater?
Yeah.
Or how do you solicit mentors?
Absolutely. That is like probably the hardest part is finding mentors. So a lot of high schoolers do summer jobs. So a lot of them have a hard time committing to, even though it's only 2 days a week, an hour and a half rehearsal. They're busy people. But number one, we've reached out to like theater departments. So we have kind of like connections with all the theater departments. So I would say like 99% of our mentors are all theater kids. But we are branching out. So we've reached out to a couple of National Honor Society coordinators, and we try to pull from there as well, because at the end of Penguin Project, they all get a letter that like says how many service hours they have done throughout the summer, which it adds up to, I think, like 80 hours. So they do Penguin Project for the summer, and their National Honor Society numbers are done, good to go. We do have a couple mentors that don't use Penguin as their honor hours, because they're like, well, I feel kind of like, it feels kind of wrong because like I'm doing because it's fun and I don't want to like use it as hours. I'm like, but it could be both. could be both. You can benefit both ways. But yeah, so we're trying to branch into that national arts. And then we're also trying to work with Muskegon Community College. They have a theater for children class for their education majors. And so we would like to coordinate with them, and if their mentors like kind of do some kind of like project for them. That's still a work in progress, but we're exploring all kinds of avenues. Yeah.
Erin, much as the videos have been helpful for us to understand your story,
Yeah.
the energy and the quality of the play is so much greater, at least it was when we were there last year. And I want to acknowledge to Linda Lee, who is one of our members. Raise your hand, Linda, please. That was the way that some of us were able to get to the play, and her son's business helped sponsor that performance.
Oh, where is your son? Guys, Carter and Active has been a sponsor of Penguin Project for all 8 productions. They are, and you asked about finances. That's it. Carter and Active. We just got the check today. So no, they're huge. And every year we do send them like a framed poster with like a little plaque. And they're the only people that we do that for, because they have all the other productions. So we have to keep it a matching set. So if you talk to your son, tell him, thank you so much. We love it. Yeah. Carter and Active, right there. It's right there on the shirt, right there, proof.
I just want to say that we went to a penguin project in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin when we lived there.
Amazing.
And my husband, I think it was through Rotary that he kind of dragged me, because I thought, oh God. Anyhow.
It's fair.
You know that feeling that, anyhow, but I had to eat my, oh God. And it was
Changed your
so
life.
much fun. It was so inspiring, and everybody left. I mean, it was a big crowd. It's a big high school auditorium. It was a big crowd, and everybody left feeling so great. And out in the lobby, the parents, the kids were greeting and talking and getting their flowers, and it was like a really high. So great work. I'm so proud of what you guys are doing.
It's so cool to hear that you've experienced like other Penguin Project chapters. I know I lived in Northwest Indiana for a handful of years, and the theater I used to work at there, they just started Penguin Project 3 years ago. So I went down for their inaugural Annie production. And it was just really cool. And it's really fun because at the end of, I'm sure you've experienced, at the end of every single production, no matter where you go, they always end with Don't Stop Believing. So they always ask like everyone in the audience if they would like to like participate. So like it was fun being in a different theater and getting to do Don't Stop Believing, and it's really cool. And if you do see it at the Frauenthal, it's very cool because everybody stands up and a lot of our people know the dance. So everyone's dancing. It's just a good time. There's lights. It's fun.
Have you done your performance, or is there still an opportunity for us to go?
Yes. Our production of Frozen is September 6th and 7th. So you have plenty of time. Tickets aren't even on sale yet for it. So we're here early. They go on sale August 1st. So that is when you can, and I can actually, I was going to end with just kind of showing you guys that we do have, I don't know if any of you guys are on Facebook, but we do have our own Penguin Project Facebook page. So if you want to just like stay tuned, we post like videos, but also like, sorry. If you just want to like, like get a nice little serotonin, just look at all these cute faces. Just cute kids. They're not kids, but yeah, you see the background stuff. Yeah, all the different behind the scenes stuff. So this is just we had a dance party at Hackley Park this year, which was a hoot and a holler. But yeah, like you can just see everybody's super excited to be there and super joyful. And then if you're looking for tickets, our website is muskegoncivictheatre.org. And this is what our website looks like. We have, we have our own little tab for Penguin Project. So if you wanted more information, or if you wanted to get tickets or just learn more, see more pictures, there's our puffins. So cute. That's me. But yeah, and I think Carter and Active is on here somewhere, or I may not have updated yet. Don't look, don't tell your son. I haven't updated it yet.
Well,
Erin,
this has been just absolutely terrific. But I have to put in a little plug for HASP. Last year I went to Vietnam with this group, not anybody in this room, but we went to Vietnam. And we were taken often to places where victims of Agent Orange were. And in one, we were seated and they said they're going to do a little dance and choreography for you. And it was like this, penguin stuff. It was great.
There you go.
I was interested too in the fact that you have your mentors. I don't remember seeing any mentor. Now, I was fascinated with the costumes and the dancing and the kids and the acting part of it. But were they in black?
No, so we kind of blend them in. I'm wondering if there's a good picture.
I know you said you had them costumed, and I thought, well, having black costumes every year that you could keep recycling.
This is a good picture. So we always kind of coordinate their costumes. So that this girl right behind, she's our mentor for our Horton. And then as you can see here, we have they kind of match. This young lady right here, this is a rehearsal picture. She was kind of helping this mentor. She was one of our leads, so she's not actually a mentor in that picture, so ignore her. But here you can see like Dorothy has like the same gingham. Toto just has the head, and then like this. So it's just kind of like elements. So we try to blend them in because they are on stage. So we're not trying to hide the fact that they exist. We like to give them their credit too.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And I remember being surprised at the distance some of the kids travel from the schools, not just in the Muskegon area. Are you getting more of that this year?
Yeah, so thank you for, meant to make a slide, but the pictures were there's so many and there's so many schools. So we pull from as far north, I believe our furthest north school that we pull from is Shelby or Hart, whichever one is further north. And then as far south as West Ottawa. And then as far east, that's a trickier one. I don't know how far east we go. Probably like Fruitport would probably be the furthest east, which isn't really that east, but I think we have about 15 schools represented, not including the colleges. But yeah, it's a huge plethora of schools.
I think this is such a wonderful project. Question, so for learning their musical parts, do they learn it only in the rehearsals or do you send them home with recordings?
So they each get, with junior versions, they always come with like a production tracks that have voices on them, and they also have accompaniment tracks that they get access to those from day one. So they can practice at home. Most of our penguins will, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but sometimes they like to just consistency. So they will listen to the soundtrack nonstop. It'll be like constant play for them. So they usually once we announce the shows, they come in already memorized. Most of them, not all of them, but they'll already know all the songs better than our staff will. But yeah, they each get a script and everything like that too. So.
What about the camaraderie among the adults? They have to be there, they have to stay, I suppose, probably during the rehearsals, or maybe not.
Yeah, so on a regular rehearsal, we have our director, assistant director, choreographer, vocal director, and then our two mentor coordinators, which is myself and Cindy Blair. That's at a typical rehearsal. So those six adults are there for every rehearsal. They also meet once a week to kind of just plan and discuss. We have a group chat, which is blowing up right now. Just kind of like talking about different things. We also have like our design team, which isn't at every rehearsal, but we have like a costumer and her team, makeup artist and her team, set designer and her team. So there's probably about, I would say probably 30 people, 30 adults on our production team that are working on Penguin Project. It's a lot of work. It is a lot. There's a lot of things to consider and think about when you're thinking about in theater, like you're already thinking about costumes and sets and props and things like that. But when you're thinking about Penguin Project, you're thinking, I have to create a costume that is a costume, but my artist is someone that overheats. So we have to make sure that their material is very lightweight. For example, when we did Wizard of Oz, our Wicked Witch, she gets heat exhaustion. She overheats very quickly. So her costume was just a very light, like lame, is that the fabric? It's just very flowy and light. This gentleman here who played our Tin Man, we had a lot of issues because he also overheats as well. So there was a lot of like discussion about how to make his costume, but it's not like the tin. It's like just a lighter fabric. When you're talking about like set pieces, you have to consider, do we have any wheelchairs? Or our young lady who's playing Anna, she is blind. So we have to consider like getting her through spaces and things like that. So it's just the theater elements plus all the other things you have to like think about and consider.
How long is the rehearsal process, I should say? When does that start?
We started, it was I think it's like the last week of June, we usually start, and then September, and then it's twice a week. So it's not like we're going like six nights a week or anything like that, but yep.
So when the parents transport all these kids from various distances, what do the parents do while you are rehearsing? Do they have a little camaraderie? Do they have a little?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, our parents.
I would think it would be a very beneficial time for them.
You do not want to make our one parent mad because then you're gonna get all the parents mad. So I'm also the parent liaison. Super fun. So not only do I help with our mentors, but I also help our parents because they have a lot of things, and justifiably, a lot of our artist parents have been the sole like defender of their student for their entire life. So they have been fighting for, XYZ forever. So we get that. We understand. We just have to make sure we're on the same page. We're fighting for the same thing. But a lot of our artist parents will stick around. That we have some tables set off to the side. So they'll bring like games or work or knitting. And then some of them will do some handiwork for our costumes. Most of our mentor parents will drop them off, come back. Because they're like, you're fine. Yeah.
Can you give us all of the information regarding your show, the date, the place, the time, and how long it is? Because has bus trips, a day trip to a number of different places, and perhaps could schedule a bus trip up there.
We would love that. So it's Saturday, September 6th, and that is at 7:30. And then it is Sunday, September 7th, and that's at 3:00. All of our performances are for Frozen, they're on the Frauenthal stage, which is just downtown Muskegon. If you guys haven't been there, it's gorgeous theater. So it is also on the website. The tickets, I believe, are $15. We do group discount tickets, but I don't know if we do them for Penguin. I'm not sure. Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah. But yeah.
Anything else? Well, we certainly have enjoyed and appreciated your coming, and thank you very much for making the extra distance part of this arrangement.
Now I'm in Holland and I can go walk around downtown.
All right. Well,
I told my boss, I was like, I'm going to Holland on Thursday. So I'm going to take some time. I know. I was like, oh, this is gorgeous. Perfect. Perfect. But we froze it. It was frozen.
Oh, well, thank you so much. And
I'm excited. Thank you so much.